Right now, both on and off duty, Daryl Gordon being remembered as a lifesaver. Tonight, we're learning that went far beyond the firehouse. Good evening, everyone. That part of the story in just a moment. But first, just into our newsroom, the city of Cincinnati is preparing a grand ceremony to honor and say goodbye to firefighter Daryl Gordon. Funeral arrangements finalized just about 9 o'clock tonight. Visitation will be held this Tuesday at the Duke Energy Convention Center. That's followed by the funeral service Wednesday morning at 10. That will be at St. Peter and Chains Cathedral. Gordon will be buried at Oak Hill Cemetery in Springdale. Afterwards, a celebration of his life will be held at the Duke Energy Center. This comes as 3 separate investigations get underway to answer all the questions surrounding his death and that fire at King Towers apartment in Madisonville. We plan to learn the cause of the fire relatively soon. The other investigations, they may take up to a year.
Every time we go on a first alarm, my heart goes in my throat because I know what our firefighters go through. You can do everything right and still things can go wrong.
The big question that still needs answered tonight: how did Gordon get into that elevator shaft? The I-team dug through years of inspections and found in 5 years, the only thing city inspectors noted was that the elevator needed cleaning and repairs to the emergency two-way communication.
Is it possible for the door to be open when the elevator is not on that floor?
No. It won't open until the elevator gets to that floor.
An elevator technician also tells the I-team even if the power to the building was cut, that should not have allowed the door to just open, allowing firefighter Gordon to get in. The part of that is still being investigated. New tonight, we are learning for more than 2 decades, firefighter Gordon was in the back of an ambulance caring for patients in crisis on the way to the hospital. His hospital family also mourning. 9 on your side's John Genovese joins us from the Firefighter Memorial downtown with what we're learning tonight. John.
Well, for 24 years, Gordon worked part-time as a paramedic, his loss being felt by first responders all across the Tri-State tonight. This memorial is continuing to grow as his colleagues, some firefighters, all lifesavers, are mourning his loss.
Flags at half staff, his loss still so fresh. Teddy bears and flowers at the foot of this downtown memorial. Many stopping by a chance to pay their respects.
He was exceptional at his job and loved doing it. Here he was with 30 years on, he's on a heavy rescue.
Daryl Gordon was committed to saving lives in every way he could. By now you know he was a firefighter, but part-time for 24 years he was in the back of an ambulance, a paramedic caring for patients in crisis.
While you have this firefighting community mourning his loss, you also have this juxtaposition of having him come to the hospital, and the people that are there were his colleagues.
WCPO reporter Taylor Mearfendereski spoke with his supervisor in the UC Health Air and Mobile Care Unit.
They actually stopped all of their operations on Thursday when he died because it was so hard for many of the people that have worked with him for so long.
In an internal letter to staff, Supervisor Matt Gunderman said it's hard to think of him with anything other than joy. If he ever hugged you, and he hugged many of us, even me, you know what I mean.
His boss described him as the guy that would always come in and cheer somebody up when they were down.
Around 20 members of the hospital unit are also firefighters. At least 3 of them were on the call in Madisonville when it happened.
They worked with him on his full-time job and his part-time job, and so that they needed some time to, I think, to talk to both the firefighting community and the hospital community.
And tonight we're told those paramedics are back on duty, but still working through all this. In that internal letter, his boss also said Daryl is a hero, not because of how he died, but because of how he lived. For now, reporting live, John Genovese, 9 on your side.